Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Transformers Legacy Core Class Bomb Burst. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even more awesomer. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And there we have some nice artwork of Bomb Burst in his alt mode, just shooting the crap out of some Autobots probably. Because it looks like the background he's on Cybertron or some not Earth planet. Takara Tomy Generations on the top here. Transformers Legacy. And on the front, 8 and up, Transformers Legacy Bomb Burst Hasbro Transformers. Plastic free packaging. Except for these. I think these are plastic. Yep, they're plastic. On the bottom, includes figure, accessory, and instructions. On this side, Bomb Burst in his robot mode, artwork of Bomb Burst in his robot mode, core class. And then there's that Decepticon Legacy artwork, authentic. And then on the back, renders of Bomb Burst in both modes, transforms in 9 steps. Warning, attention, Achtung! Don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. And don't give it to the babies. Small fine legalese made in Vietnam print. Symbols I'm not gonna learn. Hasbro print and a barcode. Where would we be without barcodes? And that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at Bomb Burst in his alt mode and his accessories. And really in his alt mode, this is the only accessory to take a look at, which is the handy dandy instruction manual. And as you can see, it's nicely illustrated and the printing is clear. So no blurriness to that. Parents, scan this! As you can see, you know, and again, for anybody who has watched any of my Transformers videos before, you know I prefer the brighter colors of Kingdom and Buzzworthy Bumblebee. However, the Legacy it's growing on me. It's just that the brighter colors, for me personally, are easier to look at. Now, there's other accessories right here, and it clips in as part of the transformation. So when we're in robot mode, we'll take another look at that. And I kind of have to say, I find his alt mode a little bit sloppy. It doesn't really tab in a lot like you would think that it should. And I mean, it looks okay. It's not the worst alt mode I've ever seen on a Transformer. Really messy on the bottom, but again, he is core class, so you know they don't put more than 20 steps of engineering in these guys. Hell, most of the time they don't put but 10, less than 10. What did it even say his was? Let's see, 9 steps to transform Bomb Burst here. And in the packaging, this is not attached. And the wing pieces are not attached. They just post in. And again, you know, it's loose and it's messy. But it's not again, the ugliest alt mode or worst alt mode I've ever seen on a Transformer. I don't know which one that would be right off, but it's not the best, I will tell you. Well, that, my friends, is really a look at it. I mean, there's a couple of paint apps on it, but most of those will be in robot mode. This one is a bit of a disappointment after how good Iguanus was, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. But that's a look at Bomb Burst in his alt mode and his instructions. It's time for alt mode comparisons, and here we have Bomb Burst next to the Legacy Core Class Iguanus. And then we have the Studio Series 86 Core Class Wheelie and the Power of the Primes Prime Master with Skullgrin armor in the weapon mode. Here's Bomb Burst in our final set of comparisons, alt mode comparisons, with the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Generation Selects Earthrise Leader class Alternate Universe or Dead Optimus Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the comedy portion of our show, where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And the first thing I like to do, well, let's just remove this piece, if I can get it to come out. And as you can see, it just kind of, there's a slot for it right there, and it just kind of plugs in. So, but there's that. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Let's fold the legs down. And spin them around at the knee so that now they're facing forward. Flip the feet up. That's weird. I thought they went the other way. They do. He has a heel spur. Ta-da! So there we go. Got the feet all done. Take the nose cone of the plane and it just flips back. And then, oops, it's hinged here and here where it came apart, but that's okay. It'll just snap back into place. So just fold that down like such. There's these nice little backpack, and then again these parts come off, but all you really have to do is spin them around. And there we go, my friends. He's all transformed. That wasn't too rough. Wasn't too funny for a comedy portion either. But there he is, Bomb Burst. Let's take a look at Bomb Burst in his robot mode. And I have to say, the face, the sculpting and stuff, I think they did a good job on it. It almost looks like it's separate pieces, but it's not. Well, I mean, I guess it is separate pieces, but they don't work separately. They're glued together, so there's no movable jaw or anything like that. But it does look nice. Creepy little eyes. Paint apps here in the ear. Nice tampo of the Decepticon logo. And then I believe this part here is all paint. And then it looks like a little bit of paint right there around the wrist. And then this might be paint here. And I think it's molded in this color. I could be wrong. And then the feet look like they're molded in color. Now as far as this little separate weapon piece, here it is. Some kind of like double pickaxe looking doodad, and it just fits right in his hand. Well, let's take a look at his articulation. At the head, he can't look up, he can't look down. No waggle, no chicken neck. He can turn his head that far and turn his head that far. So, really evil looking guy with no full exorcist. What the heck, Hasbro? At the shoulder, 360 degree rotation, and it's on a ball hinge. And it will give you not quite 90 degrees up. There is, well, it looks like there was a cut. There is no cut at the upper bicep, but there is a ball joint here at the elbow, and it will rotate a full 360 degrees and give you slightly better than a 90 degree angle there. He does have rotation at the waist for a full 360 degrees of it. At the hips, he will give you that much of the splits, and those are on ball joint hinges. So there is no cut in the upper thigh, but it does give you a little twist due to that ball joint there. Again, ball joints at the knees, and it will allow you to rotate it a full 360 degrees, and it gives you approximately 90 degrees of bend at the ankle. He gives you that much tilt, so that's pretty good. Or tilt, I meant rocker. That's rocker, not tilt. Durr. And then I guess you can say he kind of has some toe tilt. That much up, that much down. So, pretty good articulation wise. And I have to say, the robot mode does look a lot better than the alt mode. Which, you know, again, it's a little disappointment after Iguanus, who the only real problem that I had with Iguanus was the fact that he didn't have a kickstand or a way for him to stay upright in his motorcycle mode. If you're really, really careful with it, you can balance it, but it doesn't stay long. Well, that, my friends, is a look at Bombburst and his accessory in robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have Bombburst with Legacy Core Class Iguanus, Studio Series 86 Core Class Wheelie, and from Power of the Primes, the Prime Master Pretender Armor Skullgrin. For our final set of comparisons, here we have Core Class Bombburst with Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee. And you can see there is some size difference there. And the Walmart exclusive Netflix Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Transformers Legacy Core Class Bomb Burst, I have to say the alt mode on this guy is really lacking. Especially after the fantastic alt mode they gave us with Iguanus. Which, you know, does have its problem. It doesn't like stand up in alt mode. But, you know, that's a small thing. But this one, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it connects together very well. It could have had some extra tabs or something to hold stuff in place, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. The robot mode it looks good. It doesn't look, I don't think it looks as good as Iguanus did, but you know, I'm glad to see Pretenders, even though not in their Pretender shell, or have the Interbot, whatever you want to call it. I'm glad to see that those characters are finally getting some love. You know, they're way past overdue. I know, yeah, we did have them with shells in the Power of the Primes with little Prime Master figures, and you know, those are okay. It makes, to me, it makes sense for them to be that size because of what they're hiding. And you know, it makes sense, at least for the Autobot ones, to be small like that too, because they're supposed to be humans in armor. And you know, when they're great giant, you know, 4-story tall dudes, you know, it doesn't help them hide very well, in my opinion. But he's a neat little guy. He's worth a look. And again, like I said, I'm glad these characters are getting some love. I kind of hope they do a Skullgrin in the core class too, so you can get the whole lineup as core class, even though I know they're doing a deluxe class of him. But it would be kind of cool to have them all as core class, in my opinion. That's just me. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it helped you out. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. Awesome. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.